Welcome to TranZfuture. I'm Dr. Goble, a specialist in treating ADHD and bad behavior in general. Now I'm about to disclose to you the truth about medicating your child for ADHD. The ADHD pharmaceutical industry is $1 billion industry. So what that means is lots of people are getting very rich at your expense or the expense of our children. Now, the authorities are not always truthful with you when it comes to the treatment of your child. If your child has been diagnosed with ADHD by your doctor or your neurologist, they will always encourage medication first. Probably they won't tell you the long list of side effects and that you might well be treating your child with medication indefinitely. However, do not, under any circumstances, be forced into putting your child onto medication if this is not your wish. Authorities are very insistent that medication is the best and main way to treat your child, and it's usually done in conjunction with psychotherapy. And this insistence of medication of the authorities is based on financial gain and limited treatment effective research. But I'm here to tell you that there are other, more effective alternative therapies that are not considered in conventional medicine and don't have the side effects medication do. In my clinical experience, hundreds of those cases where parents have been forced by the school authorities to medicate. They are obliged, it's an obligatory condition. They must medicate their child if they're to stay at the school. But this is definitely not the only option. And if you're faced with an obligatory condition, here's what you do. If the school's adamant the only option is to medicate, be very assertive with the school authorities by first empathizing with the school policy and then explain that you as a parent have personally researched the adverse effects of medication and its medium to long-term prognosis. Once you've got the information, you then present that information to the school authorities to support your reason for not medicating. The school authorities are usually unaware of the short and long-term effects of medication and that there are actually safer, researched alternative treatments with more effectivity than medication. Defend your informed decision and negotiate a 6-month time frame to implement an alternative treatment with the school's full support. 6 months is more than sufficient time to obtain significantly observable improvements in the classroom. This strategy will substantially reduce the pressure to medicate from the school authorities. Now, you as a parent have the final say whether your child should be medicated or not a school director or a doctor or a neurologist. It's imperative you choose very carefully the course of treatment for your child in addressing your child's ADHD or conduct problems. If you do decide to medicate and you think that medication is the best option, take into account all of the physiological and psychological effects of the medication. Now, I'm going to give you a brief overview of the side effects. The most common and effective medications for ADHD are amphetamine-based. That's the first point. And there are the commercial names of Ritalin, Strattera, or Dexedrine. And they all have very similar side effects, which I'm about to share with you now. So as you can see on the screen, we've got a chart of the different effects, the main effects of medication. Now there's about 10 main ones. The first one can be disturbance in attention, then there's suicidal ideation, there's anxiety, depression, insomnia, decreased appetite, headaches, abnormal behavior and aggression, to name but a few. As you can see, there's a long list. It can also affect the heart rate and the blood pressure. And there have been cases where children have actually died of a heart attack by taking these medications. So please do think very carefully about taking that route. Now, there's also evidence that medication can be used as a non-prescribed abuse medication. Now that's in 5% of younger children and up to 35% in US college students. So basically they're using it as a recreational drug. Now this has a damaging effect on the child's self-esteem, taking a pill every day just to be okay. This can have serious repercussions on their adult life. There can be limited career options and a very low self-worth. And there's also dependency issues. There's a huge drug addiction problem across the globe. Don't let your child be another statistic by developing a pharmaceutical dependency. So in summary, there is strong scientific evidence that medication should not be considered as a first choice option for treating ADHD. Alternative treatments showing equal or greater effectiveness, which have no adverse effects, should be the first consideration. TranZfuture is one of those alternative treatments that has shown greater effectiveness than medication. Now, if you like, I can send you an email and I can share you my research studies and research results. Either way, so if your child is being medicated or your child is not in any sort of treatment whatsoever, TranZfuture can help you. So we can do it as a sole treatment or we can combine it with a medication with a gradual suspension. Once we get to the 3-month point, then there is no need to carry on with the medication, usually. That's the usual case in 90% of the cases. Now TranZfuture can be a sole treatment or it can be combined with medication if you are already medicating, because you can't go from one day to the next and take your child off medication. It's in the system. So you have to do a gradual suspension, and you can do that parallel with TranZfuture and slowly get your child off meds, and you're going to get to a point after about 3 months where you don't need to medicate your child anymore. So for me, this has been a real pleasure sharing the research for you. And I would like you, and I invite you, to come and check our website and find out more information about TranZfuture. I'm Dr. Mark Goble. I look forward to helping you soon.